to my left, I see this man, and he's kind of a big guy. And I immediately saw his clothes looked like might have been a truck driver. But we were both sink washing our hands. And, you know, I'm 2 feet from another human being. And all of a sudden, with this booming voice, he says, "How you doing today, sir?" And it was just the most heartfelt question. It was like, whoa, it just changed everything. And I was thinking, why didn't I do that? I have a sister that said, "I always like to speak first." Sam Walton said, "I always like to speak first." Here's how it humbled me. I discovered the power of leaning in leaning moments, and I always try to recognize leaners, but I'm not the greatest leaner. I don't know if I'll ever in this lifetime reach the level Sam Walton was on, the level that my sister's on, the level that Princess Diana was on. So many people that I've known over the years and seen leaners. So I aspire to do better. But I thought about the impact he had on me and how it charged my spirit. But I knew right away, as soon as he spoke, I'm in the presence of a leaner. And I wanted to take the opportunity to thank him for what he did. And so I went over and I said, "I want to tell you, sir, I thank you for taking that moment just to say good morning and how it just charged my spirit and it brightened my day." He said, "Oh, well, thank you, sir. You're welcome." So, but I had a couple more questions for him. And so I'm always curious, you know, where that comes from. And I don't recall whether he told me like mom or dad, but everybody asked that question, a leaner can go right back to another leaner, which is always fun for me. So I told him though, I said, you know, I said, "You probably don't realize what you do for the world." And he said, "Well, you know, I always try to do that." He said, "I always speak to everybody I can." He said, I try to do that. And I said, "Well, I appreciate it so much." I said, "You don't know how much difference you probably make, and I know you make in the world." And he said, "You know, I don't think I ever thought about that. This is why I'm talking about preserving leaners." He said, "And recognizing." He said, I don't think I ever thought about it, but you know, I believe you're right. I believe you, because I can see and think about it. You know, when I talk to people, speak to them, and I knew that was true for me. But I said, here's something I know about you. You have a good life. I said, I know this without you telling me. I said, "Do you have children?" He said, "Yes, sir, I do." I said, "I know something. When you come home, they can't wait to see you." He said, "Oh, you got that right." He said, "Them children," that's what he said. He said, "Them children, they all over me when I come home." And what a countenance, what a life, what a successful man. But I still, to this day, just cherish that story. Just thinking about it charges my spirit.